What are the best ways to start a chess attack? Imagine your opponent's king sitting vulnerable, pieces uncoordinated, and your pieces ready to strike. That's the moment when a well-planned attack can turn the game in your favor. But how do you get there? Let's break down the best ways to kick off a strong chess attack, focusing on the game phases and strategies involved. First, you need to understand the position you're facing. Look for imbalances like extra material, weak pawns, or unprotected pieces. If your opponent's king is exposed or their pieces aren't well connected, those are signs you can start planning an attack. Always assess whether your pieces are active and, if you control the center, which is key. Controlling the middle squares gives your pieces more room to maneuver and attack. Next, develop your pieces quickly and harmoniously. Bring out your knights and bishops early, castle to safety, and connect your rooks. The more pieces you have ready and active, the easier it is to launch an attack. Avoid moving the same piece repeatedly in the opening unless it's necessary. You want your army coordinated and prepared to strike. Then, identify weaknesses in your opponent's position. Look for backward pawns, isolated pawns, or in guarded squares near their king. Sometimes, provoking weaknesses by advancing pawns or forcing exchanges can open lines for your pieces to invade. Open lines are crucial. Use pawn breaks to create open files for your rooks or diagonals for your bishops and queen. Coordinate your forces by doubling rooks on open files or lining up your queen and bishop on the same diagonal. This increases pressure and makes it harder for your opponent to defend. Timing is everything. Don't attack too early before your pieces are ready or your king is safe. Sometimes, improving your worst-placed piece or creating a weakness in your opponent's camp is smarter than rushing in. Sacrifices can be powerful tools. Giving up a pawn or even a piece can open lines toward the enemy king or create lasting weaknesses. Only sacrifice if you see a clear path to checkmate or a big material gain. Tactics like forks, pins, skewers, or discovered attacks often decide the outcome of an attack. Always look for forcing moves that increase pressure and calculate carefully to avoid blunders. While focusing on your attack, don't forget your own king's safety. An attack that leaves your king exposed can backfire. Keep your king protected and your pieces ready to defend if needed. Watch how your opponent defends. Sometimes they will block your lines, exchange key pieces, or counterattack. Be flexible and ready to switch plans or transition into an endgame if your attack stalls. Certain openings lend themselves to attacking play. For white, openings like the King's Gambit or the Smith-Morra Gambit aim for quick aggression. For black, the Sicilian defense, especially the Dragon or Najdorf variations, and the martial attack in the Ruy Lopez, often lead to sharp, attacking positions. These openings open lines and create chances for both sides to attack. To sum up, start by assessing the position for weaknesses and targets. Control the center and develop your pieces fast. Look for ways to provoke your opponent's weaknesses. Open lines for your pieces and coordinate their activity. Time your attack carefully and consider sacrifices and tactics when they fit. Always keep your own king safe and be ready to adapt your plan based on your opponent's moves. Following these steps can help you launch effective attacks that put your opponent under real pressure and increase your chances of winning.